So we've made like over 500 recipes here on Spain on Fork. That's a lot of recipes, but let me tell you, the one we are making today promises to be one of the best ones yet. We're talking Spanish stuffed peppers with rice and chickpeas. Not only is this dish super delicious and easy to make, but it's very healthy and it's gonna fill your body with so much goodness, folks. Like I always tell you, this is what great food is all about. Grabbing simple ingredients and creating an extraordinary dish that stands out above the rest. If this is your first time here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified when I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on Fork kitchen. To all my returning subscribers, welcome back. We're gonna begin by filling a large stock pot with some cold water. You want to add in enough water in there that when you add the bell peppers into the stock pot, the water fully covers them. And I'm going to heat it with a high heat. While the water's heating up, let's get our bell peppers ready. I'm going to grab a couple green bell peppers and a couple red bell peppers. I'm going to cut each one in half lengthwise. Remove a little bit of the core. And then remove the seeds inside the bell pepper. And I always like to have a paper towel underneath when I'm doing this for an easy cleanup. Now many people, when they're making stuffed peppers, they prefer to cut off the top part, that way they can stand it up vertically. In my opinion, it's so much better to cut that bell pepper in half lengthwise, that way you don't lose any of the bell pepper. Once the water comes to a boil, I'm going to start adding the bell peppers into the stock pot, and once again, you want to make sure you have enough water in there, that way it fully covers the bell peppers. And we're going to blanch the bell peppers between 8 to 10 minutes. This is enough time for them to be nice and tender, but still hold their shape. If you blanch them any longer, they're going to get mushy, and then when you stuff them with the rice and chickpeas, they're going to completely fall apart. After about 9 minutes, these bell peppers should be perfectly blanched. I'm going to start removing them from the stock pot, making sure to shake off any of the excess water. And we're going to leave our blanched bell peppers at room temperature just for a couple minutes, that way they can slightly cool off. After a couple minutes and the bell peppers have slightly cooled off and you can easily handle them using a dishcloth, you want to pat them completely dry. And as you finish each one, transfer it into a casserole dish. Once all the bell peppers have been dried and into the casserole dish, I'm going to season them with some sea salt and then set them aside. Now using the same stock pot, which I drained the water, I'm going to add in 3 cups of vegetable broth, which is 710 milliliters. Now the vegetable broth that I'm using is homemade. You'll find the recipe on how to make it in the iCard above. And I'm also going to pinch in a 1/4 teaspoon of saffron threads, which is 0.17 grams. As always, I'm using saffron threads from Golden Saffron. For those of you that follow me, you know this is my favorite saffron out there. Incredible flavor, super high quality. Link where you can get some in the description box below. And I'm going to heat this with a medium-high heat. While the broth is heating up, I'm going to heat a large fry pan with a medium-high heat and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. After heating the olive oil for 2 minutes, I'm going to add in half of an onion that I finely diced and 4 cloves of garlic that I roughly minced. And start mixing the garlic and onion around with that olive oil. I always like to mix this continuously, that way everything evenly sautés. After about 2 minutes, and the onion is nice and translucent, and the garlic is lightly sauteed, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 2.30 grams. We'll give this a quick mix, that way that paprika is evenly coating the garlic and onion. And then we'll add in half a cup of tomato sauce, which is 110 grams. Now to make my tomato sauce, I finely grated some tomatoes, but you can also use canned tomatoes or passata. And I'm going to give this a quick mix and then simmer that tomato sauce between 1 to 2 minutes or until it has slightly thickened up. After about 2 minutes, and you can see that the tomato sauce has slightly thickened up, I'm going to add in 1 cup of uncooked round rice, which is 200 grams. Round rice is very similar to medium grain rice or arborio rice. I'm also going to add in 1 1/4 cup of cooked chickpeas, which is 290 grams. Now the chickpeas I'm using come from a jar, which is the same thing as a canned one. You just want to make sure you drain them into a sieve and then rinse them under some cold running water before you add them into the pan. Then I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley, which is 8 grams. And season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And I'm going to give this a gentle mix. That way all the ingredients are evenly mixed together. And once again, remember to be gentle here, otherwise you can easily break those chickpeas apart. Once everything's well mixed, I'm going to grab our hot saffron-infused vegetable broth that we have heating and slowly add it into the pan. And I'm going to give this one final mix. That way all the ingredients are evenly distributed. And after this step, you don't want to mix the rice again, otherwise it disrupts the way that it cooks. While our rice is cooking, I'm going to crack in 3 cage-free organic eggs into a bowl. Add in 2 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley, which is 8 grams. And season with sea salt and a little freshly cracked black pepper. And I'm going to whisk this together until the eggs are perfectly mixed together. After about 9 minutes, you can see there's virtually no broth left in the pan. It's all been absorbed by the rice. This is ready to go. I'm going to remove the pan from the heat and start adding the rice mixture into the reserved bell peppers. And you want to make sure as you're adding the rice that you're packing it in there. That way you end up with full-bodied stuffed peppers. And you don't want to overstuff your bell peppers. You want to leave a little space on top. That's about 1/8 of an inch, which is a little under 1/2 centimeter. Then we'll grab our egg wash and start adding it into the stuffed peppers. You want to make sure that the egg wash is completely coating the entire top surface of each stuffed pepper. And we're going to add our stuffed peppers into a preheated oven, bake and broil option. That's the bottom and top heat, 210 degrees Celsius, which is 410 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, if your oven can't do both functions at the same time, no big deal. Just bake your stuffed peppers for a couple minutes longer or until those eggs are fully cooked through and they have a beautiful light golden baked color. After about 10 minutes, those eggs should be perfectly cooked and the stuffed peppers ready to go. I'm going to remove them from the oven. And we'll sprinkle them with some finely chopped parsley. Our Spanish stuffed peppers with rice and chickpeas is done. You saw this, very easy to make, beautiful aromas coming out of it. Let's give it a try and see how it turned out. This truly came out looking so delicious. Here we go. It is mind-blowing good, but the best part is that rice is perfectly cooked. The garbanzos add a beautiful flavor. The bell peppers have the most incredible texture, and that crusted egg on top just takes it to the next level. You saw this, so easy to make, truly one of the best things we've done here on the show. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Robert Jefferson, aka the Kamakura Gardener, Martin John Manson, and Jesper Halloum. Again, guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. It's thanks to you and the rest of my patrons why Spain on a Fork continues to move forward. If you're not a patron, consider becoming one. It really helps with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and that card above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.